Alright, Dr. Schrader indicated that he was in possession of the Elysian box. Yet there was nothing resembling such an artifact in his home. You think the person who did this to him was after the box? An interesting theory, but for the moment, that's all it is. However, it is my belief that we hold a clue to understanding today's events, namely that ticket. The Momentary Express ticket, right, Professor? Correct, Luke. I believe that a trip aboard the Momentary Express is in order. Alright, we're getting these kind of quick. Somebody managed to steal the Elysian box from Dr. Schrader's home without leaving behind a single implicating clue. Who could have made off with the box? Is it like safe to say that someone stole the box? The doctor could have traded the box. He could have sold the box. He could have pawned the box. You know. Uh, why are we jumping to conclusions that somebody stole it? You suspect we'll find the key to unlocking this mystery on the train. Dr. Schrader did his best to point us toward the Momentary Express, should something happen to him. Sure as fog on a London morning, I know this train will lead us to the answers we seek. So hot.
Professor Layton and Luke sped away from the city, unaware of the secrets that awaited them down those iron tracks.
We haven't seen Home Chick Slice yet. The adopted chick. Oh, right there. The legendary Momentary Express. Gosh, look at this place, Professor. It's so posh. I feel like I should be wearing a monocle. Quite so, Luke. Every decoration and detail in this room is more decadent than the last. I'd wager the rest of the train is just as grand. How would you like to go exploring for a bit? Get some more hint coins. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, I forgot you can find puzzles this way. Look at that, Luke. Your bag is wide open and your belongings are scattered everywhere. Oops, I guess they are. You'd put your things away before we walk around the train. What's up, Dante? Alright, Luke's belongings are all over the place and need to be packed away in his trunk. Use your stylus to move individual objects into the trunk and make sure that none of them overlap. When you think everything has been placed neatly in the trunk, tap Submit. Can I move these? Okay, I can move these. This one's gonna take a little bit. Doesn't look like I can make things whatchamacallit. Let's try to simplify things here. Hmm. Gonna take a bit. Does this have to go into the corner? Okay, that's looking promising. This is looking promising. Except I have nowhere to put this. Being the main problem here. Can't rotate anything. I can move this. This is looking so good, but why can't I rotate you? I kind of do feel like everything needs to kind of, like, it needs to take up all the space, basically. Just kind of tough to work with. You're equally stumped. Let's restart here. Something like that. You... Okay. I'm gonna put you right there. How could I rearrange those spaces to get something? Move the big pieces. Okay, so I need to feel like I'm close. What I need to do is I need to move this like so. In order for it to work. What about No, that's not gonna work. You'd put the book and the shirt in last since they are the easiest. There. I really like this configuration here. Maybe I'm trying too hard with... Oh, that still leaves... spot. It also leaves a spot. Pan goes in lower left. Okay, well, if pan goes lower left, that has to go there. Oh... What else can I make of this? Okay. Not enough space. Bear goes upper right. I feel like I was close once upon a time. Alright. Super Gamer Rob to the rescue. As well as heals. Luke should be able to close the bag easily now. You actually had to solve it out yourself? That one I probably needed 10 minutes for. My goodness. It was a tight squeeze, but everything's finally packed away. A bit of planning will prevent this type of scrambling in the future. Or, you know, if you could just rotate things. You're right, and I do feel better with everything put away. Come on, Professor, let's look around some more. Okay. Yeah, look at the blur. What I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, ew. Professor, the sugar is covered with ants. Oh dear, I'll have to remember to get sugar for my tea elsewhere. Curious though, isn't it? How did they get here? Perhaps this puzzle will shed some light on things. 5. Busy ants working tirelessly carrying food back to their nest. One day, one such ant was returning with food when he bumped into an acquaintance in front of the nest. Well there, doofus. Don't you know that you took the longest path possible back to the nest? Think about where you're going, man. Knowing that the ant never traveled the same area twice, can you trace the path he walked to get into his nest? He also packed like 20 pieces of random bull crap and 0 clothes. Luke must stink. Longest path. Never traveled the same area twice. These ones are always tough for me. Okay, so last time I did a puzzle like this, I was counting the short sections as thingamabobbers. So that's what I'm gonna do here. Start a new page on this here notebook. Alright, so this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really that many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 short sections. I could probably do a lot better than that. So I need this to stay. I already feel like that's not gonna work. That just doesn't seem like it's gonna work either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Probably easier to count all that I've covered, all sections, but 5 with that try. Do it that way too. That doesn't look very good either. Is that... It was 8? Yeah. Honestly, I don't even remember how I did it. I think I got it first try, but now we'll never get it again. I think this was my first try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your favorite thing about this puzzle is the one ant calling the other ant doofus. Okay, so if this is 8, what other ways can I optimize this? Is there a different direction that I can go? I feel like this is decent. You cannot further optimize? I have it? 8 looks good to you as a total guess? Let's do it.
Leave it to me.
All right. So I got it first try, I guess. just wasn't ready to hit the trigger or pull the trigger. That's right. Perhaps all the heavy lifting kept this little ant from thinking about his path home. If only he'd thought about where he was going, he could have saved himself a lot of walking. You've got it, my boy. Well, I'm no fan of ants in my sugar. You have to admire their craftiness and work ethic. Maybe they're working so hard because the sugar on the Momentary Express is extra fancy. Perhaps, I must admit, it is a compelling motive. And I think that's everything here. Let us continue investigating. Remember, Luke, we're here to find the Elysian box, so don't get sidetracked. You don't have to tell me twice. I will get all the sidetracks. Now, why don't we start our search by investigating the train? Let us explore. I want to save as well. Never know when you're going to get a power outage because it's 100 and who knows how hot right now. Give me a puzzle. I hear the rooms in front of that train are super fancy. I hear the rooms in the front of the train are so super fancy that the doorknobs are made of gold. But no one's allowed in except for really rich people. So, misters, are you really rich? Because if you are, you can go see the super duper fancy rooms. Super duper fancy rooms, eh? That none, but the extremely wealthy can enter. I read that wrong, but that's okay. If our young friend is correctly informed, there must be a set of deluxe rooms in the next car. Oh, I'd sure like to see those. I bet they're utterly fantastic. Utterly fantastic. Hey. Hey. That is not what I wanted to do.
Yes, I suppose these accommodations will do. I do hope my darling boy will be pleased.
English, please.
That reminds me, I believe it's dinner time for my sweet baby. I'm off to visit the dining car.
Gosh, that lady was just the type I'd expect to see on the Momentary Express. Talk about rich and fancy. Quite. The train is full of many well-heeled patrons like the woman we just met. Must watch our deeds and words here. A formal setting demands formal manners, wouldn't you say? Absolutely, Professor. Before I do that, oh, okay. Oh, wait. This. Bet the deluxe rooms make our room look like a freight car. Hold it right there, man. Sammy Thunder says entrance to that car is for VIPs only, capiche? Now, I know you'd like to sneak a peek, but the whole car is booked, so that's a no-go. I bet the kind of person who can rent out the whole car must be some kind of super tycoon. Indeed. I wonder what it must be like to have that much room to yourself on a train of this caliber. Well, for now, I suppose you'll just have to keep wondering, eh, Professor? Laughter. Talking to the same person multiple times in a row is always a good idea. Oh. I didn't know that. Thank you for that. I'll go to my grandma's. Where are you two going? We're actually out looking for something, dear. Sadly, we don't know where it is. Until we find a clue to point us in the right direction, we'll simply have to continue looking. Well, that sounds like lots of work. Here, I'll tell you a puzzle to take your mind off that stuff. Oh, you're busy? Not anymore. You're doing a puzzle, sucker. After trying to fold a strip of paper in half, you notice that one side of the folded strip is 1 inch longer than the other. Determined to get it right, you fold the strip again, only to discover that now the other end of the folded strip is 1 inch longer than the other. Ugh. Oh, this is not what I needed. Now that you've made 2 folds along your strip, figure out what the distance between the 2 folds is when it expressed in tenths of an inch. Ah, math puzzles. Alright, after trying to fold a strip of paper in half, you notice that one side of the folded strip is 1 inch longer than the other. 1 inch. I feel like that's more important than it sounds. Determined to get it right, you fold the strip again, only to discover that now the other end of the folded strip is 1 inch longer than the other. Okay, so both ends are the same size, then. Now that you've made 2 folds along your strip, Figure out what the distance between the two folds is when expressed in tenths of an inch. Tenths of an inch. Tenths of an inch. This is a 10 picker rat puzzle. This is difficult. What the heck is a tenth of an inch? So that would mean that the center fold is 1 inch. Figure out what the distance between the two folds. Between the two folds. So it's 1 inch. I'm going with 1 inch. But it's tenths of an inch. I'm gonna go with 1. I'm gonna go with 1. I know people are looking at me and they're like, you are you're just horrible at this. Well, that would be 10 tenths of an inch. 10 tenths? Just do math. These are the, like, Alright. Alright, I'll go with 10 then. It's 1 inch, so if I were to convert that into tenths, it would be 10. I'm gonna go with 10.
This should do the trick.
I got the puzzle, but I didn't get the puzzle correctly.
Wonderful.
Because tenths of an inch. Alright, let's see. The distance between the folds is 1 inch or 10 tenths of an inch. If you're having trouble visualizing this, picture that the matchbox shown above has a height of 1 inch. Imagine that the areas where one side of the box connects to the top and bottom are the folds in the strip. And you can see how the excess length in both folds can be represented by the other side. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. I'm so bad at math puzzles. It was a 10 picker rat puzzle and I'm just sitting here like tenths of an inch. You got it. Wow. Those hats you're wearing must be thinking caps or something. I hope you find whatever it is you're looking for, misters. I'm gonna talk to you again. Tired of being on a train. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? They had to do that. Tenths of an inch was totally to trick me. Literally no other purpose. Well, that's Professor Layton stuff for you. Alright, they wouldn't do that twice. Alright, let's check out this one. Uh-oh, it's going to be a water pouring one. I'm actually kind of decent at these. Just look at the craftsmanship on this pitcher. Luke, I'm almost certain it was hand-blown. Who knew that something as ordinary as a pitcher could be so fancy? What could be more relaxing than sitting in your suite with a cold beverage and watching the sunset? Ah, speaking of beverages, or in this case, deadly beverages, have I got a puzzle for you. Let me at it, Professor. Fitting. Alright, 2 men, known here as 1 and 2, are playing a strange game. First, both men put their empty pitchers on the table. Next, a judge brings a pitcher filled with purple poison and places it in either spot A or spot B. The judge then starts shifting the poison from one pitcher to any adjacent pitcher over and over. After moving the liquid 55 times, the owner of the poison-filled pitcher must drink its contents. If you were the judge and secretly wanted one to win, you would place the poison-filled pitcher down in spot A or spot B. Okay. I know this is like another simple math, or like a math puzzle where, I can just count, but it'll be odd. It's an odd number, which means if you start with 1, then it's going to end on 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So if I start with 1, 1's going to die, so I have to choose B. And that's what I'm going to go with. Parody. A strange game. It equals literally drinking poison.
Here goes.
That's what I'm talking about. Nicely done. The liquid changes pitchers 55 times, which is an odd number of pours. Regardless of where you set down your pitcher, whichever pitcher sits in the middle of the 3 will always contain the poison after an odd number of pours. Therefore, in order for one to win, the poison-filled pitcher must go in spot B, because doing so would put 2's pitcher in the middle, thus guaranteeing... What did I spell guaranteeing? Guaranteeing the poison ends up in his pitcher. What they don't actually explain here is by pouring poison into each pitcher 55 times, you actually run into the issue of both pitchers are actually poison. And so if you drink out of them, you're going to die regardless. Excellent work. Now let's press on. We mustn't stand around all day. Any more hint coins? Alright. That was hard. Also, maybe don't play a game where you drink poison. Look. Never bet against a Sicilian when death is on the line. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Wow, just look at all the stuff there is to eat. Yes, it seems that the Momentary Express is a first-class operation right down to the kitchen. Oh my, passengers in the kitchen. I'm sorry, but we just can't have that. Wearing those dirty clothes of yours in here could earn me a health code violation, you know? I'll have you know, there's nothing at all dirty about our clothes, sir. Say what you like, short stack. That doesn't change the fact that I'm running a kitchen here. Did you stop to think about what could happen if icky outside germs made it in here because of you? See your point. Terribly sorry for the intrusion, and don't worry, any worry we may have caused you, good sir. All right, I'm sorry too, sir. Wait, what's that? Professor, look here. It looks like our friend the cook has been keeping a pet in the kitchen. And to think he was lecturing us about germs. Ooh boy, I guess the cat's out of the bag now. Or the hamster, I should say. Believe me, I know it's not okay to keep a pet in the kitchen. But, well, he's my only friend, see? Furry or not. He's the only rodent I've got to talk to here. My, he certainly is generously proportioned, isn't he? You said he's a hamster, yes? That's right, a hamster. The noblest member of the animal kingdom. See, when I first started working here, I needed someone to keep me company, so I bought him. Thing is, I feed him all the table scraps we take back, which makes for a diet that's a bit rich. He's really put on the pounds, and if he doesn't get in shape, it can be really bad for his health. The poor little guy. I thought it was a cat at first. That's why I want to ask something of you, boy. Would you mind holding on to my friend for a little while? When he's here with me, I can't help but feed him. But those scraps of pastry and pasta add up. So you're saying you want us to hold on to him and help him shape up? Sounds like a great idea to me. I mean, what do you think, Professor? Can we please keep him for a little while? Well, I do believe helping those in need, rodent or not, is the duty of every true gentleman. We'd be happy to take custody of this hamster for the time being. Oh, thank you so much. Bring that as a real load off my shoulders. The hamster minigame has been added to the trunk. What the heck? You can access the hamster minigame by tapping the hamster icon inside the professor's trunk. Oh, you're just not going to tell me what that means. Oh, and one more thing. Since we won't be seeing each other for a while, please give him this apple, will you? He loves them so. Got a new hamster toy. Use this apple to help your hamster get in shape. Oh, I'm going to miss my little guy. Please take good care of him. Don't worry, he's in good hands. The hands of strangers. What's my hamster's name? Oh, no. Oh, no. It's going to take me at least 6 days to think of a name for a hamster. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. For the sake... Oh, heels! Darn you! Darn you! I was gonna be like, for the sake of speeding this process up, I'm gonna name my hamster the greatest hamster name that there is. But then Heels had to go like, oh, you know, like clearly you should just name it this guy because you know, I'm Heels. I just know everything that Axel's going to do. We're going with Hamtaro. Okay, little guy, from now on, anywhere I go, you'll go to... That totally looks like a cat. Squeak. It appears that your special talent with animals has earned you a new friend, Luke. I think so too, Professor. You named your hamster Axel. The hamster minigame is actually like an ongoing puzzle. It's kind of cool. I should totally name mine Rob. Hamtaro is such a good name. I couldn't let that pass. Oh, I'm totally gonna miss my little guy. Please take good care of him. Don't worry, he's in good hands. Okay. Give me your hint coins. I didn't want to talk to you, dog. I want your hint coins. There we go. Give me one more. Uno más. Okay. I'm dreadfully sorry, sir, but I'm afraid all the seats in our fine establishment are taken right now. What a pity. Indeed it is, sir. While you wait for a table, may I interest you in a puzzle? Want to pick a rats. 4 couples sit elbow to elbow in a crowded dining car. All diners are sitting next to or across from their partners. The Jonases are sitting by the aisle. Mustachioed Mr. O'Connor sits beside his wife. Mr. Lambert sits across from his wife. Using the information above, can you determine where Miss Hadley is sitting? Circle and touch submit. Okay, so elbow to elbow. Jonases are sitting by the aisle. Okay. Mustachioed Mr. O'Connor sits beside his wife. All diners are sitting next to or across from their partners. Next to or across. That's very helpful. All right, so the Jonases are sitting by the aisle. So that would imply that they're both in the aisle. And since they can't be on one side or the other, it probably means that they are C and G. Okay. The mustachioed Mr. Connor sits beside his wife. So since these two are sitting right here, that would mean that it would have to be most likely A and B that Mr. O'Connor. So Mr. O'Connor. Mr. Lambert sits across from his wife. So that would also mean that they would have to be on this side as well. Because I think that's a guy. So, using the information, so that would be D, because I'm guessing that's a guy as well. Okay, we got to circle it. There we go. There we go.
And now
I got it wrong?
Test my theory.
I got it wrong. Life's hard.
My.
Think hard about the
This
clues
one
you've been
is
given and
quite
try again.
formidable.
I got it wrong. Did something and did the opposite? I called F two different people? Well, I said, these are the Jonases. Because they have to sit in the aisle. Mustachioed Mr. O'Connor sits beside his wife. So, like, sit beside wife. And then Mr. Lambert sits sits across from his wife. Got it. Got it. Reading is hard. Reading is hard.
And now to test my theory. Wonderful.
Since the mustachioed Mr. O'Connor is sitting beside his wife, both couples on the left must be sitting beside their spouse. Oh, I didn't want to read that anyway. That's exactly right, sirs. They say that nothing whets the appetite like a hearty puzzle. Oh, and it appears the table has just opened up. Allow me just a moment to tidy it up, and we'll be happy to escort you to your seats. Great, I'm starting. I said across and then did next. Yeah, reading is hard, man. Oh good, our table is finally ready. We'll just be taking our seats then. Madam, please wait just a moment. You see, these passengers have been here much longer. Nonsense. We'll not hear another word of this. You'll take these people before us? We are insulted. We are Borg. I do apologize, madam. It's simply that these gentlemen arrived before you. We will not be kept waiting. Do you understand? Not a single second. Out of our way. Madam. Talk about pushy. I do apologize, sirs. There's a lovely observation deck on the last car of the train. May I suggest that you spend a few minutes there while we prepare a new table for you? No need for apologies, my good man. Your job is not an easy one. We'll go see the deck and return in a bit. Alright. Check out Hamtaro. Use the items that you've picked up to help that sluggish hamster get back into shape. Items at your disposal are shown at the top of the touchscreen. Drag items with the stylus to position them on the hamster's playground. The hamster notices any items within 3 spaces of his position. He won't react to any items 4 or more spaces away, so really think about where you place items. Tap an item to see the properties it has. Take advantage of the special properties of each item to maximize the hamster's workout. Once you've placed all the items where you want them, tap Exercise to get your hamster moving. Once the hamster interacts with an item, it disappears from the playground. His workout ends when all items are gone or when he can't find the next item. Each time the hamster walks the number of steps listed as his goal, he'll get a little healthier. If you can get the hamster to his peak physical condition, something neat will happen. Okay, so I need 8 steps, which means I don't have enough items for this. Because he only goes to something, I think it was 3 spaces, 2 spaces. So I don't have enough stuff. But interesting. Let's save.